Good morning everyone and welcome back. A while ago I went and picked up this groundhog aerator, spiky aerator off a local farmer called Andrew as well, and today I need to go and take it back to him. He's probably wondering where it is. No, I did actually send him a message last week saying I'll bring it back next week, sorry I've still got it. He said no, that's sweet as. Hopefully I've got enough diesel in here. Should have enough diesel, although I'm not going far. And the light hasn't come on, so that's a good sign. I actually had a couple of days ago where I did a couple of the paddocks, which I've carved them because the stocking rate's quite high in your calving paddocks. I thought that'd be good to sort of fluff them up a little bit. Cows grazed this paddock probably about 3 or 4 days ago, and it's quite peaty down here. This is where the peat starts, so I thought I'll run it through here and just show you the difference. The ground's pretty soft at the moment, but it's still struggling to go in like where it probably should be. So you can see on here the tine, there's still a fair bit of room. It should be really going in sort of up to there, or as much as possible. With this machine, the fingers are sort of off center a little bit, so as they dig in they sort of open it up and create cracks and air pockets under the soil. So you want them to be going down as deep as possible, and I don't think they have been for this sort of ashier country. It's not too bad though. Like, that's actually quite a good slice there. You see it sort of gets down there and lets air and water through. But once I get down to this stuff through here, it should sink in a lot more. This is all peak now. Still probably sitting a little bit high. We're wanting it to go down just a little bit more than that. Thought it would actually go into this stuff pretty well. It's actually doing a pretty good job through here. Like, it's slicing it. You're getting that nice finger plus nothing's lifting out of the side there. That's what you really want to see. So it's definitely going in better than it was up the top there. I'm back to the ashy stuff, and ideally you don't want to see this. See, it's sort of lifted. Well, it's twisted, but some of this root of this grass has come out, so that'll die now, I assume. And I was probably finding I actually got quite a lot of that on my soil type. As you can see though, on this lower lying stuff, this is fine. It's actually doing really well. Like, that's a nice cut. That looks great. I was actually speaking to the guys a while back, and he said that after watching that video, the reason for it not getting down enough is just there's not enough weight on here. So they do concrete blocks that sit right on top. There are some concrete posts there, but they're not real heavy. And Andrew's got a peat farm, so this will be ideal for him. He doesn't need much weight, it'll go into the peat nicely, as you can see. But for my country, that's more ash and a little bit of clay in places, I guess. That's where that sort of ton of weight pushing down on it will really help out. So if I was to get one, I'd definitely get one with the weights on it. See, these tines here, there's not a lot of space between sort of the grass and the top of the ring there where it's bolted onto. Might be a little bit hard to see on camera, but there's definitely a difference. Like, looking out there, you can sort of see the tractor marks, but it's really hard to see where the spikes have actually gone on the ground. Sort of opposed to up here, you can sort of see where the spikes have gone in. Bit of a rule of thumb, if you borrow a bit of gear off someone, always give it a bit of a clean before you give it back. Another beautiful day here as well, although there is a little bit of bad weather on the way at the end of the week. I carved in that paddock there, number 2, so I gave that a going over with it. To call into the cow shed quickly. Grab something on the way. That'll be it there. Also, if you borrow something off someone, usually the rule of thumb around here is a box of beer, or in this case, there's a few bottles of wine in there that Dad's got out. Usually it's boxes of beer. It's pretty standard. His farm is just over the hill there, but this sort of opens up all through there into peat. There's a lot of peat around here. This area is known as the Waipā, and they do call it the home of the peat lakes. We do have a lot of lakes on the peat around here. And at the end of our road, Aerator, that is the largest peat lake in the Waikato. There's actually one just there, and then Aerator is behind it. Where's home? Home must be sort of over that direction. There's the piggies again. He did say just chuck it in this pen next to where I got it from, and he can move it with the pallet forks. Should do about there. There we go. Now it's coming off. Remember to take these balls back. They were mine. Red wine. Oh no. That's a rosé. Rest of reds. No, that might be a white. Like I said last time, though, I wouldn't mind hooking that cedar on. That's a mean Duncan. Disc drill, seed box, fert box. That'll go well. Right, I've got everything, I think. Home time, but if you look down there, it's a bit hard to see on here, but that's actually the main trunk line down on the flat there. It's the main railway line going south, and that's coming from Hamilton, so that goes through to Taumutu, and that's the same train line that's at the back of our farm. Well, we don't actually back onto it, we're not far away. Usually, you can actually, oh yeah, there's home there. There's the 3 Norfolk pine trees which are up at Mum and Dad's. I don't know how old they'd be. They'd be over 100 years old probably, and they're a good vantage point because they're blooming tall trees. And it's actually straight ahead. Straight through there is home. I can actually, I can't see Mum and Dad's place or mine because it's sort of over the hill, but I can see our neighbours and Dad's uncle's old house. There's an Aerator down there. You actually get a good view of it from up on this road. Oh, not now though. There's the Paddocks cemetery, got a fair few relatives in there. There's a big rock actually over there, and that was brought all the way over from Scotland. There's those Norfolk pine trees there. I'll have to look it up somewhere. I've got it at home somewhere. Somebody did a bit of research on it, but he brought it over from Scotland because he wanted it for a tombstone, and I'm pretty sure it's he owned a limestone quarry over there. And he got it, this was back in the, I think it was like the 1800s, or it might have been early 1900s. I'll have to look it up. It's that time of the day though, the girls are off to the pad. One of my cousins did the research on the Scott side, and I found the paper here. And it wasn't limestone. Limestone would weather too easy, obviously, thinking about it. It was granite. He died in 1882, so to get that big rock over here from Scotland, yeah, it would have been a bit of a mission. Well, it says here the family came from up near Aberdeen, somewhere up there. I'm quite lucky, a lot of our family's done research into a lot of the sort of family trees. Like I've got the Finity, my grandmother, she was or her mother was a Finity, so got one there. And then there's the Mackey family tree somewhere. Not sure where that book is. My grandfather's English, and someone wrote a book about his family over there, which is quite cool. So, well, I did ask a cousin how much of it was true, and he reckoned about 75%, but that's called the Coal Baron, so read that, that's quite cool. And there's other various bits that have sort of popped up from different family lines and stuff. I quite like my family history, so it's quite cool researching it all. Like, it's only really got relevance to yourself, but yeah, I quite like it. The big granite tombstone is either her father or grandfather, I think, so that's Dad's grandparents, that's his grandmother, that's his grandfather. I've said before I need to do a farm history, or sort of chuck a bit of family history there in as well, but she was a Scot, and she was one of 10, and William, that's Dad's grandfather, he's got the same name as Dad and my son, but William, he was one of 10 as well. He had 2 other brothers, so 3 boys out of that 10, and they married 3 Scott girls, so all the first cousins were sort of more closely related than what would normally be, I guess. On another note, I booked my tickets this morning down to Christchurch for Cup Week or Show Week, so looking forward to that. That's in November. hopefully one of our horses, Lemon Curd, she's going to be racing on the Wednesday in a group race. So if she makes it to that, that will be very exciting. We'll be there cheering her on. Hopefully she does. But back to that aerator. Like I said, I'm pretty keen to get one. It's just really finding the funds to be able to do it. So at the moment, because we are going to extend the cowshed this year, the sort of all the money is going into that project. So yeah, I'd love to get one in the future. It's just, they're about 20 grand. So it is a bit of an investment, but I think it would be an awesome tool to have. However, that'll pretty much do it for this video, guys. I'm gonna go and mow my lawns, I think, while it's nice and dry like this. Hasn't grown much in the last few weeks, but it'd be good to give it a bit of a trim. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.